Alright, you lot. You ever load into Splitgate 2, full fibre, wired in, monster rig purring like a war beast, and yet you're dead behind cover? You dump a full mag, every hit marker lights up like Black Bull, and then, note. No kill, just silence, then death, and some twat on kill feed flossing on your corpse like he did summit. You check your ping, 7 ms, no stutter, no packet loss, so you has the same thing every other poor bastard has. How the fuck did I lose that fate? Well, buckle in, cause what if I told you your ping is fake, your bullets are late, an entire match happened 5 frames ago? Right then, let's talk about biggest lie in entire match. Your ping, your latency, you don't even see it. Not in menus, not in HUD, not anywhere. Splitgate 2 doesn't show it. So you're going blind. Trusting feel at game like it's your nan dodgy knee predicting rain. And if you do go digging, set up network monitors, resource tools, third-party trackers, then yeah, maybe you'll see something that looks clean. 6 ms, 12 ms, a number that whispers smooth sailing. But here's twist. That's not your real ping. That's your ping at a local AWS edge node, a relay, a middleman, not actual match server. Because Splitgate 2 uses AWS Global Accelerator, which sounds like some Marvel tech, but really it's just a latency-shaped mask. It grabs your connection, hands it to the nearest relay, say London or Frankfurt, and quietly tunnels your packets across globe to where real servers sitting, Ashburn, Virginia. So even when your system says, all clear, low ping, what's really happening is your bullets are in transit, your hit markers are on delay. By the time match server gets your input, fight already happened without you. Now here's where it gets evil, cause on surface, everything feels fine. There's no rubber banding, no slideshow frames, no connection interrupted banner screaming in your face like it's 2007 Call of Duty. Everything looks smooth, but underneath, it's gaslighting you in 60 FPS. You take fate, you know you hit first, you know you landed burst, you know that second shot were a head tap, not a whiff. But you lose anyway. And kill cam? That smug bastard didn't even see you aiming. It starts to crawl into your brain. Maybe your aim's off, maybe you're washed, maybe you need to lower sensitivity, or try a new gun, or sit closer to the screen. But no, it's not you. It's fact that you were behind. Not by much, just enough. Because what you're seeing is your version at fate, client's view. But server, it's living half a second behind. It already decided outcome before it saw your inputs. You just didn't find out until respawn timer. And that right there is root to it reg hell. Cause when server and client disagree, when what you saw in what server processed, you get rollback. You get phantom deaths and invisible desync. Your bullets landed on your screen, on your timeline, but server's version? You didn't even log shot. Cause by the time your data finished its tour at transatlantic bullshit, enemy had already moved, already shot, already won. And you were a few frames too late to exist. So server rewinds reality, rolls back what you thought just happened and deletes your win. This isn't a bad aim problem, it's not a get good problem, it's not even a lag spike, it's netcode betrayal. And I think back from a system that pretended it had you back, and now it's handing out kills to players close to source like fucking participation trophies. They didn't outplay you, they outpinged you, they existed first, and here's part that'll fry your brain. They may not even know they're winning unfairly, because from their end, everything feels normal. Shots land, enemies die, smooth as buttered piss and marble slide. But that's problem. If they're near server, like East Coast US, Maryland, Virginia, wherever they get instant handshake, no relay, no detour, no 12-op ISP rodeo through Underworld. Meanwhile, you're sat in Leeds or Lisbon or fucking Luxembourg, and your inputs are taking long way around. It's not a level playing field, it's digital trench warfare. One side has fibre to front lines, others sending pigeons and praying. So when someone says, I don't notice any problem, it's like hearing a rich kid say, well, my private jet's always on time. Yeah, cheers mate. Some of us still hitchhiking through internet's arsehole. Now, here comes bit that turns confusion into full-blown madness. Because even if you've got god-tier fibre, wired connection, 0 downloads running, no Netflix streaming in background, you can still get clattered by its system. Why? Because your ISP's routing path is a fucking mystery box. You might be in UK, but packets could be bouncing through Amsterdam, Paris, Frankfurt, and a VPN for good measure before they even sniff Ashburn. You don't control it, they do. Your data leaves your house, it's their node, and from there, it's a dice roll. Some ISPs route clean, others route like piss sat-nav in a snowstorm. So even if you live right next to the server, don't matter. If your ISP decides your detour through scenic router L, you'll still arrive late to every fate like world's most useless cavalry. And console players? Forget it. You're locked out to diagnostics. No ping display, no trace route, no IP tracking. You're flying blind in a netcode storm, trusting that system ain't gaslighting you while your bullets fall through cracks. And just when you think it can't get worse, it does. Because now we got to talk about household traitors. Oh, I live alone. Nobody else is using my Wi-Fi. Yeah? You sure about that? That Alexa, still pinging home like a digital snitch. That smart TV on standby, still whispering sweet nothings to Disney Plus every 10 seconds. That off PlayStation, still phoning Sony to ask what time dinner is. Dormant devices don't sleep. The idle we intend. And every one of them is stealing slices of bandwidth behind your back. And your router? One your ISP gave you for free? That little plastic apology letter? That's built to handle theoretical conditions. Like 90 connections at once if you're running a fucking science lab in airplane mode. In reality, that thing hits its limit moment your fridge updates its fucking weather app. And it's spicy little betrayal most people don't even know. Some ISP routers, they don't just serve you. They're part of a public mesh. They quietly relay signal for other customers nearby. Like your Wi-Fi's moonlighting as a fucking soup kitchen. So your neighbour's 5G tablet? Yeah, could be stealing bandwidth off your router cause your ISP's trying to keep them connected with strongest signal. Which means your ranked match. Could be losing packets cause Sandra's kid's watching Cocomelon through fucking hallway wall. Now let's stitch Scalp back on and dive into why none of this gets fixed fast. Cause I know what some of you are thinking. Well, if it's that bad, why ain't devs sorted it already? And answer's simple. Because they can't patch reality. This ain't, gun does too much damage. This is internet infrastructure, server logic, geographic latency physics being held together with AWS spit and queue-time duct tape. They can't just flip a switch and go, alright, Karen from Croydon gets priority routing now. Every tweak is a trade-off. Make it better for you, could break it for someone in Brazil, or triple queue times in Oceania, or bung ranked into matchmaking coma cause the system's now splitting hairs over server regions and skill rating. They can't rush it. They shouldn't rush it. Because if they just knee-jerk to Reddit tantrums, they'll swing all damn game out of balance. This kind of optimization takes data, takes testing, takes weeks of slow, precise surgical adjustments without being screamed at by thousands of lads with packet loss and pitchforks. But here's a bit that'll make your teeth grind. Most devs don't even know you're experiencing this. Because it don't crash game. It don't throw errors. It just feels wrong. So it gets dismissed as skill issue until it's too late. And that's why videos like this need to exist. Not to rage, not to rant, but to report. To say, this is real, this is reproducible, this is how it works. And here's where it breaks. So let's put this next one to bed right now. I'm not a QA tester, I'm a consumer. It's their job to fix it. Yeah, correct. Gold star. But it's brutal truth. You are QA now. Because game's live. It's global. 1047 Games don't have thousands of play testers in every country and 20 different ISPs running packet sniffers at 3 AM. They've got you. Me. Us. We're ones feeling weirdness. We're ones with stutters, delays, ghost bullets, rollback deaths, and how fuck did that miss moments. So what do? You report like a pro. No screaming, no crying, no fix your game tantrums in all caps. Just, hey, I'm on wherever your ISP, here's a trace route, this is what I'm seeing since last update. Give them ammo they can use, not rage they have to dodge. Because when enough of us show them the same pattern, that's when fix comes. You want this game to thrive? You want rank to work? You want your shots to land when you fucking shoot them? Then don't be bell end with a keyboard. Be useful. And look, I get it. You might have paid with your time and money. You want things to work. You don't want homework and diagnostics just to land a bloody headshot. But here's the thing most people forget. Online games never launch in full working order. Not really. Not ever. They launch functional enough to test at scale. Then they evolve under pressure. That's not laziness. That's cost of making something that has to balance 60Hz netcode, real-time hit registration, and matchmaking for tens of thousands of random muppets across 120 countries, each one sat on a dodgy router, 69 tabs of YouTube open, Spotify blasting, Discord pinging like a Geiger counter in Chernobyl, and that one special tab for self-care to swear they only open by accident. And of course some twonk comments, Baldur's Gate 3 launched perfectly. Sit down. That's a turn-based RPG. Offline friendly. Predictable pacing. If your ping spikes, naught happens. You just sit there thinking about dice rolls and goblin tits. Splitgate 2? It's a Twitch shooter where frames are bullets and milliseconds decide fates. That kind of precision needs infrastructure to back it up. And right now, that infrastructure is doing best impression of a wounded giraffe on a trampoline. So no, this ain't just lag. It's not a bug you can patch out, or server you reboot on Tuesday. It's a cumulative clusterfuck of design compromises, scaling shortcuts, ISP roulette, and invisible infrastructure bottlenecks masquerading as smooth experience, until your bullets stop meaning out. And here's real kicker. It don't crash game, it don't throw errors, it don't look broken, so it gets ignored. No bug reports, no crash log, just players slowly losing their minds and quitting without ever knowing why. So, consider this your QA report from trenches. Call it a warning, call it a roadmap, call it a technical scream from a player who actually gives a shit. Now go play, go test, and go bloody report what you find. Because this time, it's not about winning match, it's about saving game. And look, Splitgate 2 ain't only one guilty here. This kind of relay ping disguise, global routing gamble and rollback roulette, it's everywhere. Apex, Overwatch, Destiny, even Warzone, for all its billions, still gets frame skipped by invisible packet ghosts on a Tuesday night, cause netcode's never perfect. Not in fast-paced PvP, not on a global scale, and definitely not with crossplay, SBMM and Twitch-ready matchmaker pressure breathing down every studio's neck. Difference? Other studios either hide it better, have budget to brute force around it, or just don't talk about it. 1047? They're talking. They've got their CEO on camera owning fuck-ups. They've got devs active in Discord, asking for test data. That's rare. That's worth supporting. Not blindly, not with bootlicking, but with informed fire. Join Discord, follow Next. Consider a channel membership if you want more videos like this, built from packet tracers, not pissy Reddit threads. Smash like, hit subscribe, and drop your "I got no issues, must be skill diff" text in comments so I can roast them in next tech autopsy. I'll see you next time, you magnificent